Aloha and welcome to Tutor Form Rewind, brought to you by Hawaii Literacy's Adult Literacy Program. Aloha and welcome to Tutor Form Rewind. Today's topic is Tutor Survival Guide, Tutoring in a Pandemic with Limited Access to Technology or the Internet. Tutoring itself can present some challenges, let alone during a pandemic. Classrooms and learning opportunities have shifted to online learning. Many people have had to learn some digital literacy skills in order to be comfortable with using Microsoft Teams or Google Meet to conduct everyday business or communicate with loved ones. However, we may not realize that learners may have no access to the internet or may not own a computer. For many people, their only source of communication or technology is a phone. How do you shift the learning to an online platform when there is no access to technology? Although not a common way to facilitate learning, you can teach a student over the phone. Here are some suggestions for facilitating a phone tutoring session. Tutors and learners can participate in naming or describing pictures. This activity is great for ELLs and beginning readers. For ELLs, over the phone, learners can name the items in the picture. Learners can work on pronunciation, and tutors can introduce synonyms. Always allow the learner to use their native language to name the items at first. Tutors should provide the English name and correct pronunciation. For beginning readers, tutors can have learners identify pictures, but they can also practice identifying letters or begin to read some sight words. Paper items can be left with the learner before shifting over to phone sessions, or worksheets or picture sheets can be mailed to the learner. ELLs can also make a collage with old magazines, and if they are proficient enough, they can describe the pictures in English, or they can just name the pictures if they are a beginner. Tutors can try to guess the image or correct a student's pronunciation. If it is possible, learners can send a picture of the collage to the tutor for reference. This can evolve into a fun guessing game for the tutor if a copy of the picture is not available for them. The next activity utilizes chapter books. This activity is great for ELLs, beginning, emerging, and proficient readers. For ELLs that are emergent, or for native readers who are also emergent, you can utilize chapter books. Over the phone or on FaceTime, learners can read passages and tutors can follow along on their end. Tutors can support learners by clarifying or answering learner questions. By reading books, there are opportunities for working on vocabulary, story elements, and critical thinking. For beginning ELL and beginning readers, tutors can pick books to read to learners, or they can choose an easy-to-read book, and the learner can follow along while you read. Exposing learners to the materials is helpful because they can listen to the tone, cadence, and pace of your voice and how you read. Extra, extra, read all about it. Do not underestimate the effectiveness of a wordless book. There are also wordless picture books for adults. Learners can summarize in their own words what they think is happening in the book. This is great practice for ELLs to use their English vocabulary. Beginning readers and all types of readers can use their imaginations and be creative. Here is a list of wordless picture books for adults. Speechless, World History Without Words by Polyp. Metronome by Veronique Tanaka. Congress of the Animals by Jim Woodrick. The Arrival by Sean Tan. And 10 Birds by Sybil Young. The next activity is acrostic poems. This is great for ELLs, beginning, emerging, and proficient readers. Acrostics is a piece of writing in which a particular set of letters, typically the first letter of each line, word, or paragraph, spells out a word or phrase with special significance to the text. Acrostics are most commonly written as a form of poetry, but they can also be found in prose or used as word puzzles. Tutors have the ability to customize words used depending on the level of the learner. For beginning readers or writers or beginning ELLs, you can use short sight words. To accommodate your emerging or proficient readers and ELLs, you can use words from lessons or words from their vocabulary lists. Tutors have the option of sending worksheets through the mail or picking out words and having the learners write the words down on a piece of paper over the phone. Now let's get into role-playing. This activity is great for ELLs, beginning, emerging, and proficient readers. For ELLs, you can practice speaking in different scenarios. For example, you can work on ordering food over the phone, or you can practice making a doctor's appointment. Pairs can practice by answering questions or participate in a mock job interview. You can also work on citizenship testing with your learner. For beginning, emerging, and proficient readers, you can practice job interviews or work on holding a conversation with new vocabulary and with correct grammar. The phone is a great way to work on testing. If your learners were working on testing of any kind, it could be done over the phone. For example, they may be working on their written driver's test or their citizenship test. Tutors can read the questions and learners can orally answer. On a final note, if you can and have the emotional capacity to do so, some learners, due to lack of resources, may just need someone to be a listening ear. They may be in a situation where they live in isolation or suffer from mental illness. It is more than acceptable to just have a friendly conversation during a tutoring session. Having a casual conversation is great practice for grammar and vocabulary. It can be a great opportunity for tutors and learners to get to know each other better and can be a good source of support for one another. Thanks for watching Tutor Form Rewind. Don't miss out on new Tutor Form Rewinds. Subscribe to Adult Literacy on YouTube.